Are you ready? All right, guys, welcome to Model Citizens. I'm your host, Sunbrew Braden, right here today, live at Pokes Bar and Grill, 14831 Midway Road, right there in Addison, Texas. Got a special host or co-host today, but before I get to her, let's say hello, Jeff. What's up, buddy?
Nothing much. How are you doing today, Brandon?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm alive, dude. I almost lost my finger. That's why I have my homemade Band-Aid.
I was about to say, I saw your makeshift Band-Aid.
Yeah, just like my cooking show, I'm like Martha Stewart when it comes to home aid. I ran out of Band-Aids, only had one. And so I took a piece of paper towel, cinched it with a rubber band, and there you go.
It works.
Heard of Live Aid? There's my version of Band-Aid. So, all right. So anyway, listen, we got a special guest today. We got Miss Mary. How you doing, Mary?
I'm good. How are you?
I already said I'm good. I mean,
Other than your finger?
Are you not listening?
Other than your poor finger?
Yeah, I sliced like part of it off, actually.
That's unfortunate.
What were you doing?
That's a good question.
I was chopping up carrots in the kitchen for my home cooking show. You know? Have you watched those guys, how they do the Jinsu knives?
You mean the professionals?
Yes. I just don't practice enough, man. I'm not allowed to have weapons typically, so when I got my hands on a big knife, I try to use it, and bam. But anyway, I lost a finger. It's going to heal back eventually on its own, regrowth, and that's pretty much it. All right, so listen, let's talk about it's Model Citizens, Jeff. That means we get to interview the new girl, which today is Miss Mary. So, Mary, let's start with everyone wants to know, first of all, your age. How old are you?
I'm 22.
Double deuce, you call that. Double deuce.
Double deuce.
All right, which and also in the world of bikini modeling, that means you're like a junior in high school.
Yeah, high school.
You're like your junior, like you're 1 year away from graduating.
Junior.
And
My prime
you have to
time.
retire like at 24 in this industry.
Is that? I have 2 years.
You got 2 years.
It's my golden age.
Yeah, no, you're probably going to last quite a bit longer. So let's talk about where we met you at, because we met you at a Harley Davidson shop, right?
Yes, out in Denton.
Out in Denton.
Corinth,
to be exact, right?
Yeah,
Corinth.
Yeah. Oh, well,
American
whatever.
Eagle Harley Davidson. And the night before, you were flirting with Miss Haley Davis at a club.
I ran into Haley, yes, in the women's restroom at Privado in Dallas.
Now, is that the thing where like you're in one stall and she's in the next stall and you start reaching underneath the stall, like hitting it or something like that, like the governor did that time?
No, I kind of don't remember what happened. I ran into her. I think she had body paint on, so automatically I was all about it, and I said about her out, or maybe it's just a really cute outfit.
Stop right there. Hold on. You're all about her?
No, it's all about the outfit.
Which is her. She's wearing the outfit.
I mean, technically,
and
she
you
is
said
the
it's body
outfit.
paint, so it's about her.
It is about her.
So do you like girls?
Girls are gorgeous.
Girls are okay. All right. Do you want to go any further with that?
No.
Okay. So you used to date women?
No.
Because it was a college thing?
No, I've never dated a woman.
You know what I mean by dating.
Like, hung out? Like,
yeah, you kind of like made out at some parties when you were drunk?
Made out, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, every girl goes through that little...
You stay away from Haley, okay? She's been a long-time Sunbrew girl. She's not tainted. We don't want her tainted, okay?
I'm not tainted.
Well, we don't know. We haven't talked to you enough to find out.
We'll
we
find
know
out.
that you're at parties getting wild and crazy. Do you drink?
I drink.
Okay, so
and then I drink.
And you drink and you drink?
I drink.
So that means you don't know when to stop?
No, I mean, I usually know when enough is enough.
Are you on the program?
What, the Drink Harder program?
Drink Harder. The program where you're not supposed to be drinking anymore.
I am not on a program.
So you're not on a 12-step program?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Now, you went to school at North Texas?
Yes.
Okay. Did you graduate?
No.
Dropped out because of all the drinking and partying?
Well, no. I can go back next semester.
So you're allowed back in for your probationary period?
Yeah,
you were kicked out for a while?
Yeah, I didn't do so well in my grades.
Oh, were you really kicked out? I was just kidding.
No. I wasn't kicked out. I was just I'm on a break.
They call that academic probation?
Yeah.
Are you really on academic probation? Like
no,
you were
yeah,
asked to
really
leave?
am.
So like they're like go take. We're getting a little bit of static. Are they like go take a break and come back when you're ready to really get serious about your studies? Is that what happened?
Well, they're like you kind of just need to. Well, yeah, pretty much. I guess so.
See, that's so cool because that means they don't just want to take your money.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they're risking losing whatever it costs to go. What does it cost to go to school there?
$4,000 a semester, really expensive.
So they basically cost yourself $4,000 by telling you to stay home.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, your grades really must have sucked, huh?
No, I'm not really.
I'm not saying you're stupid. You're not studious.
My priorities are out of order.
Your priorities are out of order.
Yeah.
Back to the drinking and girls.
What girls? Just drinking.
Oh, okay.
Just party.
Just with lots of guys. Okay. So you're
God.
partying and drinking. That's what you're majoring in college, which is pretty normal. Were you in a sorority?
I'm not in a sorority. No.
Kicked out?
No, never signed up for one.
Really? Couldn't commit, huh?
Just didn't want to pay that money because I have to pay myself, and that's a lot of money to pay for friends.
Now, what does it cost to be in a sorority nowadays? What does it cost?
I think
for
it's
that?
like $2,000
per year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something
Now, what does that money
crazy.
go toward?
They do a lot of functions, and they have a lot of T-shirts, and that's all I really know. I
So
don't
for
really know.
$2,000, I get to go to. I get some invites, which
Right.
I could get off Facebook anyway, probably. and I get a T-shirt, a logo T-shirt
Yeah.
that says Phi Beta Crew or something like that,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Now, if you're going to be in a sorority, what would you be in, and why?
I think whenever I was looking, because I wanted to be in one, and
Yeah.
I think I would have done, what was it? Oh man, I don't remember.
Trilanders?
No, it was like Kappa Kappa Gamma, I think is what it was. I wanted to be a Kappa.
Want to be a Kappa Cat? Now, is that the pretty girl sorority? Or
Yeah.
Is that, look at you. So you needed the acceptance from them to let people know you're beautiful?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm-
You're
yeah.
seeking out that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's nothing wrong with that.
I need that vanity.
All right. So now you didn't get in. Do you go to these parties?
I've never been. I've been to like one fraternity party, but
Well, you said fraternity. I'm talking about the
no.
sororities.
So well, I mean, I don't think sororities throw parties. I think it's the fraternities throw them,
And the
and the
girls come.
sororities go.
Okay. All right.
Because
So
girls are too pretty to pay for alcohol.
what now? What is your situation with school? Are you trying to major in? Let me guess. Economics?
No,
I don't know. Band? What are you doing?
no, I was in band in high school.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, it was really cool.
You're a pretty girl in band?
I was voted the prettiest one in band.
Yeah, I don't know how good of a compliment that is, but anyway. So did you play the flute?
No,
What did you play?
the French horn.
The French horn.
Yeah.
Okay, so what the hell is a French horn? That's like the small trombone. That's like real
No,
small?
it looks like a pretzel.
Yeah, it's like a small trombone. It like goes
What?
around in circles.
Yeah.
And it's got like a big old round thing.
Yeah.
It's like, isn't a trombone? Oh, that's the kind of thing you got this
Yeah.
with, right?
The whoop.
Different. Oh, look at the motion. So the what's the big thing? The trumpet. That's what I'm thinking of.
You're
That's-
thinking of the trumpet.
Okay, but I know what a trombone was. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm
What the
impressed.
hell? Why don't you play that? Like, what made you choose that instrument?
I sounded best whenever they were trying me out for instrument.
Oh, they give you an instrument. You don't have to own your own instrument.
No, they give you a bunch of different ones, and they kind of pick for you whichever one they think you sound best on.
If you can play one instrument, does that mean you can play all the rest of them?
No.
Then why do they just take a pile of instruments and start playing the flutes and let's see which one you sound best at? I don't follow you here. I don't get that.
Because I kind of have a theory that I think they put you where they need the more people.
Okay, but they
In
give
what
you. They say to
section?
try this out, and these are things that you may have not ever played before.
Yeah, never played any instrument
But
before.
yet you could play it though.
The plastic recorder, I played that as a kid.
But I'm saying, but somehow you were able to play it.
Yeah.
Because
They tell you how to do it, and then there's like a certain sound that comes out, and if it sounds really good, or if it sounds like you could improve.
Okay, what made you want to get in the damn band anyway? I mean, am I wrong in thinking that when I was a kid, band was not cool? Jeff, was band cool in your high school days?
My high school didn't even have a band, but
It had like Walkmans and stuff, right? Or podcast or whatever.
yeah, well, I mean, because I went to a really small high school, so we didn't have it. But from what I could tell from friends that did go to high school with bands, it was still the same stigma that it's always been. It was, the band geek.
There is one instrument you can play in band and usually be cool. You know what that instrument is, Jeff?
The drums.
Did you know? Yeah, it's the drums. That's the one instrument you can get away with and be cool in band and play it. And I went to
That's
like
true.
a South Dallas high school where, dude, those drum guys, man, it's just a party. It's like you don't want to quit. Like when they're walking from the bleachers to the bus, it's just, it's all like all those
That's
drum
pretty
guys getting at
good.
it. And then like then you hear the bus go down, they're still just jamming at it, dude. And I think there's a show of what's the guy that married Mariah Carey? Nick Cannon. He was on a show one time about
Oh,
playing drums.
Drumline. The
Yeah.
show's called Drumline.
Good show, man. All about doing the bands. If I was in a band, I'd be in a black marching band. because they do like the whole movements and they get down and they like move around. And
We
Cabbage
do that.
Patch.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I was
but
about to
the
say,
white version,
I was about to say,
Well-
but you know, all the rich white schools stole their moves.
No, dude, no, you could not
We
move.
were not a rich school
You could not
whatsoever.
move like my band could move at my high school, dude. They got down, dude. I mean, it's like for the minute they got off the bus, hell, even on the bus, it was a party, dude, and it sounded good. Like it's the kind of stuff you can play in the club.
Yeah.
But I like the, you know, the real fast drummer guys.
Right. The guys that are playing the toms.
Yeah, and then I like the way they'll spin it around a little bit. Even
The
the
snare
cymbal guy
drum.
starts spinning it around. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so
Bands
you
are really
played the
cool.
trombone, and so you were a
That's
nerd in
weird.
high school, and
Yeah.
you were, weren't you though?
I was in swimming too, so I was
Swimming's not so bad.
very well rounded.
Yeah.
Don't laugh at me,
Hold
Joe.
on, don't.
I
hold on,
wasn't
stop
laughing.
it. No one said swimming was cool. It just said it wasn't real bad. Okay.
What? Have you seen Michael Phelps? He's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of gold medals. Without the
Well,
gold
not-
medals, Michael Phelps is not getting laid. Okay.
And I was about to say, is swimming became cool about after Phelps. I mean, that's when it. That's
And he had to.
Swimming was cool forever. So
Swimming's cool when you go to Wet n Wild as an 8th grader and you're hanging out in the beach volleyball area. Yeah, that's when it's cool. Swimming is not cool though. Other than that, I mean, let's be real here. It's just not. There's a Michael
thought it
Phelps
was
with lots of medals. It's cool. If you're an Olympic athlete swimmer, it's cool. Other than that, it ain't so cool.
I was
There's
taught.
not even that damn money involved in that sport.
I was taught by Olympic athletes.
Oh, whatever. See, it's
That's
not that,
really cool.
which one?
Josh Davis and Brendan Hansen came and did a workshop.
They came to, and these guys now listen. Swimmer bodies are good. Good thing. The guys
That's
look.
true.
The guys can have great physiques. Michael Phelps, man, I'm sorry if he was not who he is as far as the Olympian that he is. He ain't picking up nowhere near the amount of girls he's got.
I know
Not even
he's
close.
He's goofy looking.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
you just
awkward.
look at his head and you're just like, what? Like,
And if he wasn't swimming, he would. You know, let's just take away the swim pool out of his life, and he'll be just a normal skinny guy, probably with a little bit of an extra belly weight on, and, you know, tall and thin with a little bit of, you know, pounds
Right.
on him. He's not getting laid. And what's he gonna be? He's working at Brookshire's, you know.
right? No, it's the medals, and it's not even the medals. It's the gold medals.
It's the gold
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it does suck because the guys that are around him that are really good, that are badasses. There's one guy that looks better than him that like gets the ladies. I don't know his name. I think it's Lockheed or something.
Yeah, Ryan Lockheed.
Yeah, that
or
dude did.
Lockhart.
I think he got a couple
Lockhart.
gold medals, but you know that guy's got the looks and he's got the medals, and he's really pound for pound the best thing out. If I'm gonna choose Michael Phelps or him, I'm gonna be that dude.
It just,
He's pretty sexy.
and he's also a complete douche. Like, if you've ever seen an interview with him, you're just like, wow. You know, he could be talking about, you know, humanitarian work, and part of you would still just be like, that dude is a douche.
Which
He's a
one?
good-looking dude. That's why you
Ryan
get away with it.
Lockhart.
Ryan,
That's
okay.
why good-looking guys can be douchebags and get away with it. I'm just saying because it all can end one day, and you may not get it. I'd rather grown up because there's a chance you may not get the medals. I'd rather be that dude versus Michael Phelps. Even with the money Michael Phelps has, I'd still rather be that dude.
You know, I don't think Michael Phelps, even with the way he looks, I don't think at this point he's having any trouble. I would rather be Michael Phelps than
No,
Ryan.
I'm just telling you, that's the difference. You're more vain than I am. I would rather be the other dude because life's not just about. I mean, he was born and he's not getting chicks just because he's got medals. He could have got laid on his own without a medal.
Maybe Michael did. Maybe Michael.
No, he didn't.
He did.
He looked like he was a Boy Scouts. Michael Phelps would be an Eagle Scout. He would be the kind of guy that would probably be an Eagle Scout or something if he wasn't swimming.
I think every little boy was a Boy Scout. Were you ever a Boy Scout?
Yeah, when I was
See?
10.
Ha.
Hold on. Eagle Scouts are when you're older, like 18. That's when you're an Eagle Scout.
Yeah.
And they put him in the back of the paper, like so-and-so. Brandon Shaw became an Eagle Scout for his 18th birthday, and he went and saved a tree. And that ain't so cool. It just isn't. When's the last time you dated or banged an Eagle Scout?
I have never done anything.
You've
with an
never
Eagle
had sex
Scout.
with a Boy Scout or Eagle Scout?
No.
See, they're not so cool. I think scouting is a good thing. I think it's good for 11 and under.
Yeah. It's
But
really
once you're
cute.
like 12 or 13, not so good. Time to
I
get
was a brownie.
Right, where were you?
I was a brownie. Girl Scouts honor.
I believe you. Is a brownie like a mini Girl Scout?
Yeah, it's the equivalent to Boy
it's
Scout.
No, it's not the equivalent because Boy Scout's a Boy Scout.
Well,
Equivalent would be like a Bear Scout or a Weeblo or something. That's below a Boy Scout.
a what? A Weeblo?
A Weeblo.
Like when you were in Cub Scouts. Like
Yeah, Cub
Is-
Scout. There you go.
That's
That's what a Brownies is.
Okay. Yes.
But how come they don't call it like, see, Cub Scouts, Eagles, Boy Scouts? They should have called like the Brownies instead of being like it should have been like something Scout, like Brownie Scout.
A brownie scout.
What the hell are they gonna call them brownies? It's something you eat, dude. Why do they want to tell girls to be a little piece of chocolate? Trying to make them chunky monkeys or something. What's that? How can that be a positive influence on a young woman to tell her she's a brownie? You're my little cookie. You know what the hell? Why do they call them like little girls or something? Or
I don't
papooses?
know.
Anything
what?
but like a papoose.
What the fuck is a papoose?
You can't say F word like that on our show.
Oh, sorry.
I apologize on behalf of the barlive.com and our subsidiaries, also of sunbrew.com. We do not endorse or want to hear those kind of words from Mary's mouth again.
Sorry.
Look, here comes our man Daniel. He's got the pictures, Mary, of you in a bikini. Hey, let's go to break and let's come back and let's see Mary in a bikini, Jeff. And we'll discuss brownies and Boy Scouts and stuff here in a little bit. Guys, we'll be back right back. TheBarLive.com. I'm Sunbrew Brandon, man. Got Mary about to get in a bikini, so don't go nowhere. All right, guys, man, we are back. For those that are listening on the podcast version, it means there was no break. We just suddenly popped back on. In breaking news, as we were discussing a top story for the barlive.com model citizens, somebody walked up that's been affected in their life by the scouting program. He was a lifelong scout to the age of 18. Let's welcome Daniel. How you doing, Daniel?
I'm doing pretty good. Just
Doing
got off
good.
work.
Now, you walked up in the middle, or at the end of our conversation. We thought we were done with this, Mary. Didn't we believe we were done?
I thought you were done.
We were going to
yes.
move on, but you said that you were a Boy Scout up until the age of 18. Now, aren't you like once a scout, always a scout, first of all?
It's once you're an Eagle Scout, you're always Eagle Scout.
So you're not an Eagle Scout?
I'm an Eagle Scout.
Oh, you are the Eagle Scout.
That is so cute.
Oh, that's adorable. So, was your picture in the paper somewhere, in the back of a paper somewhere?
Yeah, it was.
It was,
yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah. Now,
Aww.
how did you pull out the Eagle Scout to get laid? Is that a card you want to use really quickly, or do you wait till like you're trying to close the deal and you're not there? Like, by the way, did I mention I'm an Eagle Scout?
Yeah, that doesn't work.
I didn't think so.
It works like job applications, getting into college,
Okay.
getting out of tickets.
Getting
Really?
out of tickets?
Why-
Yeah, I have it right next to my driver's license. And
Oh, you got like an official badge or something?
you get this little gold card.
Could I just go make a gold card and say I'm one? They're not gonna
Well,
check.
it's like it looks like a credit card.
Okay, I can still. It's 2012. I can pull that off still.
Yeah, you
okay.
can.
So I mean, they're not gonna. They don't run it like does it scan?
No.
The police scanner doesn't like slide it through and goes, oh, like your license.
No. They just look at it and are like, oh, you're an Eagle Scout.
Well, if it gets me out of tickets, I'm gonna get me a damn scouting card tomorrow. Then I apologize to the Boy Scouts of America, but hey, I'll donate some money to them. How's that sound?
It's always good.
How many merit badges did you have, dude?
Too many.
Did you wear the sash with like all the circles all over it?
Had to.
Oh my god, what was your best skill?
Nothing. Burning. I made pretty good fires.
So you're a pyro.
Yeah.
So you made them with sticks and rocks?
Sticks and more sticks.
What do you?
Some
let's
leaves.
let's talk about scouting. So okay,
Gosh.
most scouts are young, right? Let's be real
Yeah.
here. They're all, so you're out. You're 18 years old and you're going on campouts and pup tents with 12-year-olds.
No.
Oh, younger, 10?
No.
Because that's when I thought scouting was like really big. Like,
Well,
who do
you
you hang out
start
with?
out
the
like
scout leader.
well, when you join the troop, you're usually about 13.
Okay.
You're just getting into high school or right before high school.
That's when they joined us at 13.
For the Boy Scouts.
Were
got
you
the
a
Cub
Cub
Scouts.
Scout?
But don't
I was-
most of those
yeah.
guys start as a Weeblo or
You're a scout for life. He was a
Bear
Cub
Scout, Cub Scout? Look at him smiling. He's all giddy about this. You like this, don't you?
Yeah.
Huh?
Sure.
It's now, Mary. Have you ever dated an Eagle Scout?
Not that I know of.
Have you ever met an Eagle Scout?
My brother was a Cub Scout. I don't know if he
Hold
went
on.
to Eagle.
I said an Eagle Scout.
Well, I don't know. I don't think so.
Probably not.
So wait,
it wasn't
do
in
you-
the paper.
If you're an Eagle Scout, is it like whenever you're dating someone, is that a priority to
Let's
like,
just stop right there. You're
come
really not. If you're an
about?
Eagle Scout, you're really not dating anyone. First of all, I mean, is that
What?
fair?
No. I had
Oh,
a
okay.
girlfriend.
Because there's girls in band. But go ahead.
Thanks.
Did you date a girl in the band ever?
No. Wait.
Never. He's had to think about it. I was
I
kidding.
don't- no.
Well, who did you date in high school? Did you
I
wear
did-
your uniform in high school?
No, I did not.
Were you at ROTC?
No.
Okay.
I was a football player.
Oh, were you?
Oh.
Yeah, let's see that. Now, see, that's what'll get you laid in high school. What did you play? What position?
I was offensive line and defensive line.
Ooh.
Were you
So I
first
was a
string or
strong
second?
tackle. I was strong tackle,
You
first
went both
string on
ways.
offense, and then backup nose tackle on defense.
Fancy.
So you could take a man hitting you, and you could also lay one down on the ground, couldn't you?
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right. So now the football thing was. I got to think you played that card a lot more than the Eagle Scout card to pick up chicks, right?
Yes.
Now, what kept you in scouting? I mean, was it the desire to get out of speeding tickets when you're older?
No. I did it because my dad said he was the Eagle Scout, which was complete shit afterwards. And
Really, he lied?
Yeah.
He's like me. He's a fake card holder.
he wanted me to stick through it, and he figured that if he wasn't one and I just got all the way to a certain time, and then I just wanted to quit because I wanted to play football more. But I had to divide my time up like equally so I can.
What do you mean your time? How much time does it take to be an Eagle Scout?
Well, there's
Oh, that's right. You got to do lots of charity work.
yeah. I had more than 200 hours of service. Like
A lot of people
Charity
get
work
like
and-
charity work though. It's usually for like breaking a crime, but I mean, so you're doing it for the pure enjoyment of it for your dad. Actually, you're doing it for your dad. You need his acceptance. It's okay.
sure.
You just said it's what you did it for your
Yeah.
dad. And it's okay. Don't. You're okay to break down. If you need to cry, feel free, man. So now that you're an Eagle Scout, do you get a monthly newsletter for life, or how does this work?
If I do, I don't read it.
So you may or may not get one.
I may or may not get
Where
it.
does the card? Do they send you a new card every year? Does it got an expiration date on it?
No, it just says when you got your Eagle and what district you got it from.
Oh, really? What district are you from? What hood are you hanging in? You don't remember where you grew up? Being an Eagle
Oh, he has to
Scout?
pull it out.
Oh, he's gonna pull the card. Oh, we're gonna see the card. Excellent.
Exciting.
Mary, don't get all hot and heavy. Let's see it, dude.
Circle 10.
Circle 2.
10.
Wow, look at Circle 2. Yeah, you know, I think it was in Circle. I was in that same.
It's
same
up
circle.
in like the nice part of Harry Hines.
Oh, no, I wasn't part of that. Look at that, there, Mary. How you like that?
Why
Little-
is there
little
tape on it?
Gold card. Why is
Uh,
there tape on it, dude? It's kind of ghetto for an Eagle Scout card.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
So I
can
had
afford
it since
this
I was
real
18.
Easily. Oh, really? And how old are you now?
I'm 22.
You're how old?
22.
So 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
You had that for 4 years.
Actually, I've had it since 06. 06.
Now,
Got
I
it when I
gotta
was
tell you,
16.
I dig the thing about the cost. I think that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's a good thing. Do you
I'll
have a
be
sticker?
completely honest. I wouldn't have gone into college with my grades as they
Really,
were.
so that got you into
So
college.
I'm pretty sure it got me into college.
I gotta think that someone, a
Kudos.
kid that's an Eagle Scout, I'm gonna trust them. Like, I'd rather have you mow my lawn than the guy that walks up that's got a freaking, looks like he just got out of jail. You show the car of your mowing lawns and stuff?
No, I don't mow lawns.
Alright. What kind of charity work were you doing for 200 hours?
A lot of it was helping out with the MetroCrest and then doing the food drives and stuff. So like around around the holidays, families come in and then they pick up what they needed with the amount of, I don't remember how it worked, but I think it was like a point system where they get a certain amount of food, toys, gifts for the holidays.
So you
and
raise
we ran-
food money.
We host, we would help out sorting, picking up and delivering all the items and stuff, assembling toys like bikes and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Now, I just got a text. My remark about the lawns was nothing to do with the fact that... What are you?
I'm Filipino and Indian
Okay, you're mistaken for Hispanic every once in a while?
all the time.
All the time? My remark was not about
too.
that for those that are listening right now.
I get
that heard
Samoan
that,
a lot too.
Which, it was more about the fact that I thought scouts went around volunteering to do yard work for older people. Am I wrong on thinking that?
I never
Which
did
they
that.
often get paid for. Really, I knew some dudes when I was a kid that were doing that. That seemed to be their thing, to help out old people mow their lawn.
Well, I remember doing something sort of like that. One of our scouts' parents got paralyzed,
Oh,
so
wow,
they
okay.
needed help around the house. So we went over there and then helped them rebuild a part of their fence area. And when we did that, we took care of the lawn while we were there.
So they basically had a bunch
That's
of
so
teenage
nice.
kids going through their house, but they could trust them because they're scouts.
I guess we didn't really even go into the house as much as we were working on the outside of the house, but
Okay.
I felt like they probably would trust us.
Now let's talk about your comrades. Okay, were they the kind of guys that was there a bad scout? Do you know was there one guy that he was in it because his parents made him, but he just really was rebellious and was a bad guy? That he's smoking weed and stuff on the trips.
Those kids usually come in at 13 and leave when they're 13.
Okay, so there's not one single bad scout in your bunch.
Well, they
You ever
usually
smoke
get
dope?
kicked out if they did like bad things. And
Did
got
you know
too
of
long.
any scout, and I don't have to say name, did you know of any scout in your group that was smoking weed?
out at camp?
No, just period. At home,
Yeah.
anywhere. You did. Oh, so you hear that, Mary?
I hear that.
Wow. Breaking news right here. We just major story.
Dun, dun, dun.
Possible bust. Circle 10?
Yeah.
This is years ago, granted, right? Okay. The statute of limitations probably sets into play here. They're probably protected by some kind of law now.
Something like that.
So if you want to reveal those names, go ahead.
I don't remember.
All right. Well, listen. We were talking about scouting, dude. I didn't realize you're a scout. I commend you for that because that takes a lot of time and dedication. I think it's lovely you have a gold card. But I got to tell you, it's just something that most of those kids are kind. Would you admit that a lot of them are dorky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
And now, were you ever worried about that being your label, and maybe you weren't aware of it?
no. In high school, I was labeled towards as a jock because I was a
Because you played
to
the football
everyone.
for the cover-up.
Yeah.
So you're in
No,
the
I wanted
closet.
I wanted to play football for the University of Texas for the
Sure you
longest
did.
time. So
But you're in the closet, so to speak, about the scouting.
no. A lot of people knew about it.
Oh, a lot.
because,
You definitely put it out there.
Well, a lot of people or a lot of professors or teachers.
Teachers, yes, we'll
Yeah,
call them teachers.
Well, several of them were coaches, so they knew my like right after sometimes football practice, I would go out to scout meeting or something, or like
Sure, build some fires and stuff. Get your badges. Mary, any questions you want to ask? It's just your chance to interview an Eagle Scout. Anything you want to ask him?
So, like, what else did you do? Like, what else does an Eagle Scout? Are you entitled to more things because you're an Eagle Scout, other than getting out of speeding tickets?
I think in heaven you are.
I haven't seen full like. I'm pretty sure it gets you more things, but I haven't really tried to use that card for anything. I like to.
You're trying to be
like-
your own man, dude. You're trying to get by without playing the Eagle Scout card,
Without
but
mooching.
you keep in your wallet.
You should just wear that as a badge. See what
Yeah.
happens.
Badge of
You
honor.
might have to take. I mean, the tape is kind of. It's kind of cheesy.
Hey, now, I'm gonna. You know, a lot of people have nicknames. You now have a nickname in my world,
Oh.
by the way. That's what Eagle Scout D.
Eagle Scout D.
Yeah, we're gonna call you Scout.
Scout.
Oh,
But
I
then people
love
might think
it.
you're like American
Scout.
Indian.
What's up, Scout?
Scout.
You know that I'm American Indian, dude. Choctaw.
Like 1/32.
no, I'm a card carrier myself, buddy.
That's what's up.
That's right. I go to Oklahoma, go to the hospitals, all sorts of good stuff, dude. But yeah, we're gonna call you Scout. Should we call him Scout?
Yeah, I
or
like that.
Eagle or Eagle Scout D, or what do y'all think? What direction here, Jeff?
No, I think Scout is fine.
Scout.
I agree.
For now on, you'll be called Scout.
I'm Scout now.
Yeah, and say it with a lot of pride.
I'm
in
Scout.
That. Yeah. Hey, now, are you gonna be pissed at me? Because I love to brag about my friends. When we're out at the cars, like a bars and cars, and I'm talking to some chicks.
That's
I'm like,
Scout over there.
And I'm
He's
like,
an
hey,
Eagle
this
Scout.
is Scout. Are you aware why we call him Scout? Because he's an Eagle Scout. He's a good guy. But being the good guy with chicks is not a good thing.
No.
That usually puts you right in the friend category.
Yeah.
Mary, what do you think about that?
I love good guys.
You love, yeah, right.
For a friend zone.
Yeah, of course you love good guys, but so is let's talk about her dating life for a minute.
Oh,
Is
no.
your boyfriend a good guy or is he a bad boy?
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he bought a Harley the other day,
He did. He
so he's got a little
recently
edge
bought
to him.
it. Yeah.
You're not.
He looks
Pussies
like
don't
a.
ride Harleys, Jeff, right? That's not allowed.
Yeah, no. I
You're a
believe you have
man's
to
man.
take
You're
a hard
riding
ass
Harley,
test.
You're a dude, right?
Yeah.
So, what Scout? Are you word on that?
Do what?
Yeah, he's not even paying attention. Well, Mary's man rides a Harley. Are you thinking
That's
he's
cute.
a bad boy or a good guy?
He's still probably a good kid.
He's still a good kid, you think, huh? He's not a kid. He's 30, right?
He looks like a. Yeah, he's 30.
He's 30. Okay.
He looks like a.
How old are you?
22. I'm your age.
Look at you smiling. Dude. You're
You-
blushing.
So my.
No, I'm just remembering back. When we were talking to Emily. Yeah.
Emily, that's her name. Weatherford Emily.
When you said that she wasn't gonna want to date anyone anyone under 25, and I feel like that's very true.
Oh yeah. Here's the deal. When you were like, have you had a boyfriend in the last 3 years or a guy you dated on a regular basis that was more your age, like 23, 22?
Yeah.
Okay. Irresponsible. Basically, just still, they're just. The guy you're dating now has got probably a good job.
Yes.
He's kind of grounded. He's more stable, so to speak.
Stable is a
And
great
you
word.
love the security of that. As a woman, you find a lot of versus a guy last time you dated that could barely pay for your dinner, if at all, and was always trying to figure out how to make his car payment. It was always saying, "Well, I'd like to go, but we don't have the money." This guy you date now can take you to places. You like that, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. See, women are always once they get to a certain age, they quit dating little boys. Now there are
Time
men
to grow up.
There are men that can be little boys at the age of 30, but most guys at that age are going to be secure, stable. A woman loves it when they date a guy that looks good. He's all fun, but he can't pay for nothing. And they date a guy that does have. They love the fact they can walk into anywhere and know that they can ask that man for it and they'll get it.
That's true.
There's a really good feeling inside a woman when they have that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now, what is your range? Are you looking for a guy that makes 60,000 plus, 100,000 plus? What is the minimum amount they can make per year?
It's not so much a range. It's if they're stable now and if they have a plan.
A plan.
Like
Jeff, you got a plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going according to it, but I got one.
Okay. All right. Stable. How do you determine if a guy's stable or not?
A man who can pay his own bills
So basically,
and take
okay.
me to dinner
What if
without
a man,
having a problem.
what if a man has a kid? What are your thoughts on the kid?
Kids are cute.
Huh?
They're cute.
They're cute. But what about if your man had it? Does your man have a kid?
He does not. He doesn't have any kids.
Okay. Would you date a guy that's got a kid?
I've never been in that position, so.
Okay, so the answer is you would. You think you probably wouldn't now. It doesn't sound appealing, but you met a guy, he had a kid, so be it. All right, now the good thing for you is most guys don't end up with a kid. The woman has a kid most of the time,
Most of
so
them.
you won't be around the little kid to annoy you and interrupt your lifestyle that you enjoy, just partying, drinking, and hanging out at fraternity houses. What does your man think about the fact that you like to party? Because he's 30 years old, he's got a job. How does he feel about your lifestyle?
He's normally right beside me.
He's right beside
partying,
you.
Yeah.
So he's still got a little bit of growing up to do himself then.
Yeah.
Okay, which is okay. You
yeah.
like that. right?
Everyone has a little bit of
All
grown
you
up
care about is
all
he's
the
got a
time.
damn good job. He can pay the bills. If he wants to go out and drink, you're fine with that.
Yeah.
All right. But now last week you weren't drinking alone, and your man wasn't there. One of his buddies. Now this is kind of an interesting story. Your scout. As an Eagle Scout, you probably want to appreciate this. You're supposed to look after your buddy's friends, right? They're women, right?
Right.
All right. That's
Bro
kind of the
code.
code. Bro code. How would you guys feel about if I had a girlfriend, hypothetically, and better yet, if you had a girlfriend, how would you feel about me buying your girlfriend drinks and getting her drunk at a bar when you're not there?
That's a good question.
Wait.
I probably. It depends how long. I don't know.
Just answer it.
Better
you know
you,
you
better
feel.
you
Just
than
say how
some
you
other
feel.
guy, though.
Not
Well,
really.
No.
Well, no. Let me. So my girlfriend's at a bar with my friends,
With me, and I'm buying her drinks. You're
and
not
and,
there.
and,
I'm not there?
and we have the relationship that we currently have, or I don't know you.
You know each other.
No, you know each other. We know each other.
Okay, so
Right.
so if I had a girlfriend and you took her out to a bar without me and you were giving her drinks, I like to think that you and I have an established relationship where you would not cross that line.
Okay, here's the question. Did your buddy call your buddy and go, hey man, hang out with your chick, dude. We're having a good time. We're getting drunk. Did he do that or did he not do that? That's really
He did that.
okay. So he let your buddy know that y'all were
Okay.
hanging. That's
Yeah,
a little
he let
different.
it-
Okay,
That-
you know
that's
what?
good.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
give him, that's okay. That's good. That's good. That's okay then.
What
You left
was
that part out. By
Was
the
it
way.
planned that y'all were gonna hang out and drink, or was it
Oh,
just?
I saw it
It
happen.
was
It was
very
spontaneous.
random.
It
Oh,
was very
okay.
spontaneous. They both had this look. I saw it happen. They saw it. Hey, what are you doing here? Oh, excited to see you too. And let's all have drinks and let's party. And that's what I saw happen.
Oh, okay. Because I was
So-
gonna say, like, why would you make plans with your boyfriend's friend and not invite him along?
Well, that
No,
looks shady on my
You
part.
can tell by the
Exactly.
excitement in
Not
each
what
other's
happened.
eyes and the gleamer in their eyes. They were excited to see each other. They did not know each other was going to be there. You could
Okay.
just tell.
Yeah, then as the boyfriend, I'd be really happy in that situation that it's someone that I know that's drinking with her and all that. Because I'd rather have it be someone that I know, than a complete stranger. Because
I said that.
because if it's if it's my buddy and he gets her drunk and then they end up
But
doing
only
something.
with the fact he called you and let you know that, though, right?
Right.
Okay.
Because otherwise, I'd be like, why did you feel you needed to keep it a secret? Because that's why you got to inform him.
Well, I called before I even took a drink and said, I mean, is that okay?
You asked
Like,
permission
do
to
you-
drink?
No, I knew someone was going to say that. No, I asked if he was comfortable with it. There's a difference.
All right. Well, listen, we're going to have a quick break. When we come back on, we're going to bring a special guest on. We're going to talk about your little photo debut at the Back Nine in Madison on Sunday.
Fine.
Cars and Bars, once a month, third Sunday of every month. We've got a break. Want to thank Gano for stepping by, or as we call him now, Scout. What a cool, you got like a street cred now, dude. You got a nickname.
Scout.
When you get a nickname, man, it means
Scout
you're
the
loved.
photographer.
People with nicknames, there's more to them.
Don't be creepy, dude.
We'll come back and we'll talk to our special guest, a photographer, another photographer.
And she's loving with that body, I just know it. And he's holding her in his arms late at night.
Alright guys, welcome back to Model Citizens right here at Pokes Bar and Grill, 14831 Midway Road, Addison, Texas. Every Wednesday we're here. Alright, now Jeff, we got another special guest on. All sorts of guests popping through here. Unexpected with the Eagle Scouts, as we call him now, Scout.
Right.
But we got Francisco, right?
Yes, sir.
Francisco. Am I saying it wrong? Oh no. Say it, Francisco?
Oh, you'll be surprised. I've been called Fernando, Francisco, Federico.
Fernando. I like
Yeah.
Fernando. Francisco. Very sexy name, Mary.
I like that. It kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit.
Right.
Now, we asked you here today for a couple reasons. You
Okay.
actually, I've seen you at 2 or 3 different events now, shooting photography. Come to find out, you actually teach photography right up the street at Brookhaven, right?
Right.
Okay, now you're gonna talk up really loud because I don't have my earphones on. I
Okay,
can't-
that's
Okay, so, how long you been doing this? How many years you been doing photography?
Man, 1994, 95.
Since '94.
Yeah.
Do the math.
Yeah.
I don't do math.
Yeah, I think
Hey,
For a while.
It's been
12.
About
I
18
was
years,
like
roughly.
16, 17, something like that.
I was
Okay.
4
You
years
know.
old.
Now, at what point did you start teaching it?
Well, I think I always have been teaching it in a way, you know. When I started 93, 94, I don't remember, but when I started newspapers back home in El Salvador. That's where I'm originally from. So I worked as a, photojournalist right after the Civil War. Moved to another newspaper and started doing a lot of freelancing from there. When I moved back to the States, I was just like, I need to do something with photography.
Get that really close to you.
I need to do something with photography that, to keep me engaged. Then we have the whole merge from digital from analog to digital. Teaching has been about two years at the college level, but
Now, are you mainly do you shoot every weekend or do you shoot it
Yeah.
daily?
I wish it would be daily like it used to be.
What do you
anymore.
mainly shoot? Models?
I do a lot of models. I work for companies that bring like DJs and rappers and things like that, like
Okay.
weekends. Like my last shoot was last weekend for a club in Dallas called Souk. They happen to bring a lot of like models and people from the industry that they're really
Gotcha. Now,
in going on. Right
what is your favorite type of shoot? Is it one that's out on location in the studio? What do you like to shoot at?
Studio is kind of fun, but I think concert is pretty good because you don't know what to expect.
Okay.
And you get to learn more about X or B, rapper or singer with their personality. You have to kind of wait to see where's the best moment to approach them and kind of talk to them. With that said, you also have to kind of struggle with security and some other stuff and bodyguards and all that things that goes along with it.
I know. What do you think about nowadays that everyone seems to be a photographer? They go get a nice camera
Yeah.
for $500-600, Canon or something,
The
and
iPhone.
now all of a sudden with Photoshop and computers, I guess in general, everyone's is suddenly a weekend warrior. When it
I
comes
think
to
it's
the
a
camera.
good and a bad thing. Good because it pushed the standards higher, and it pushed the creativity better than how it was.
Uh-huh.
Bad because, like you say, everybody think they're photographers. I mean, and I went to school for it. I went to several newspapers to get all this experience. But now digital help you to kind of have like the instant feedback of, that this sucks. We're just gonna check another one. Whereby
yeah.
before, it was all old school. You have to wait,
Yeah.
to be able to kind of develop your film, and you were limited to the exposures of the amount of photographs you can take.
At what point did you quit using the 35 millimeter? Like 10
God.
years ago, 8 years ago?
It took me about 2 years where I said, look, you know what? I'm not gonna get into this digital because it's not the same quality. I used to develop my own film, so I was pretty picky about that. And then the industry pushed you to actually embrace the new technology because everything was so expensive. Like if you wanted to develop, it was like just a few labs around town who actually did it. So now try to go outside and you will see maybe not even one lab out there printing. Wolf Cameras is out of business, and so many. So
at what year did you actually switch
I
over
would say about
entirely?
2003 or 2004,
2004, something
where
like that?
it was actually cheaper, going digital than going film. So
Now you work over at Brookhaven College, okay? Now
Yeah.
you teach over there. What does it cost you to sign up for a course with you?
it's very affordable. I mean, I was really surprised. I mean, I think tuition goes from $85 to $125. It depends which class.
And that's for like a
it's in.
semester?
It depends how long the class it is. But
Okay.
yeah, we have classes from 6 weeks to 8 weeks to an entire semester.
What do you do when the person shows up with a camera do you have to have a certain kind of camera that's up to par before you can join the class? And do y'all have like standards? Like you can't show up with a $100 little ghetto camera?
Yeah, no, it depends. Like, I'll tell you a story. I had one semester that I had one student from New York that she literally walked into my class. It was a landscaping photography class with her camera on the plastic bag. Like, it was new. She didn't know nothing about it.
Right.
And at the end of the semester, she put a really good, portfolio. And I was happy that, from when she walked into my classroom to when she walked out of the classroom at the end of the semester, I was really impressed. So, yeah, there's people out there that they will,
What about the fact that there are so many photographers now? Everyone's a photographer. What has it done for the industry as far as a whole, as far as making money? Like, is it really been a strain where it's hard to make a living at it now, or is it?
I mean, there's a few people out there who actually have done this for a while, and they have marketed themselves really well, and, and they live off it. But it's really hard.
Very few, though, right?
Yeah. I mean, I keep doing this because I love it, and I love the teaching side of it. And at the same time, I can do stuff, over the weekend or at night, like shooting models. So
you're doing it mainly for the passion of it,
right?
Okay,
yeah.
That's good. So now, when you come out to an event, like we saw you Sunday at Bars and Cars over in Addison,
right?
Those pictures, do you go back and what are you looking for? Are you looking for more? I mean, because you were shooting girls that day, okay?
Right.
Are you looking more at the model or the whole scenery? Like, you could take a chick that's not so hot and go, all I care about is the lighting was cool, the background looked neat. I caught that butterfly on the back wall real beautifully. I mean, what are you looking for?
It depends, it's a combination of many things. Like, you'll be surprised when you show up to places and you're not even expecting to have a really good photograph, and out of the blue you say, wow, this is it, and you know it right that moment. Last weekend, we kind of struggled a little bit with the lighting because how the cars were situated, and but it's a combination of having a good model. I think she did a really good job, and we have really good bikes and cars. So
okay, now how do you handle the situation where you're dealing with a female model, okay? Because you said you shoot a lot of models,
right?
And their pictures just suck. Everything she did, she just is not photogenic, okay? I'm not photogenic at all. So how do you handle a situation when you take a picture? Do you smile and just go, oh yeah, these are great, or are you honest about it? And go,
no, I think you always have to be respectful of everybody, and my approach will be like, what do you want from this photograph? It depends, because if it's a photo shooting that I'm just shooting girls because I see them, I mean, I don't have no obligation to kind of do anything. But if I have somebody who's paying me for a job, number one, I ask them, what is the part of your body that you don't like, that you don't want me to show as much? Okay. That way I can work out with you, and number one, I want to make sure they're comfortable with me, because if they don't trust you, they're it's going to show in your work. So I will say first, kind of engage with them and talk to them and see, what do you want this for? I did some photograph for some girls that they were using it for, I think it was Hooters competition, something like that. And she flat told me, this is what I want. Actually, she was really great. Said, I only have 20 minutes, so let's get this going. And
20 minutes to shoot?
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's hard.
We were done in 12, because actually she showed up about 4:45 at the Grapevine Lake, and the lighting was perfect. That's another good example. She knew what she wanted, and she got good matching pieces, and it turned out really good.
So she had some experience behind under her belt. So now, as far as like the girls you're shooting, how much photo retouching do you do, and do you try to keep it as real as possible? But what is your, how do you gauge that?
Well, it depends. It depends the model. My goal is not to make them look like they're plastic, like they have like, they look like Barbies, and it's fake.
Yeah.
Something you always go through and fix here and there, but
little nip and little tuck.
Keep a little balance. To
Okay.
look natural.
And do you teach that in your class? Do y'all go over all the Photoshop stuff?
Especially in the wedding photography class, because you have clients who are getting married from 20, 18 years old all the way to 30, 45. So
I've got to think the one job I would never want to do is weddings, unless you're getting paid an enormous amount of money, because the stress and pressure of that job is just got to be. I mean, it's just, I can't imagine if your battery went dead or anything, your camera broke. I'm sure you got backup cameras, but my goodness, that's got to be one of the most stressful things to do.
Well, you get used to it, I think that
So you do a lot of weddings?
Yeah, I mean they are the best paid job out there.
Yeah, well they got. I mean, because just to deal with a bride that's getting married and make her happy, geez, wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that at all.
And the way how I do weddings, I start with the couple from engagement session all the way to their wedding day. So we already built, some sort of a relationship before. But yeah, it's pretty stressful, especially when you have 20 people telling you what they want.
All right, now we've got about 120 seconds left here.
Good.
Okay, I want you to talk to Mary. Okay, now because Mary, Have you done photo shoots before?
No, that was the first one.
That was your first time to shoot, okay, with real photographers, okay?
Right.
Do you remember shooting her much
Yeah.
at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me, let's do a pro and con. Would you rather hear the good news or the bad news first?
It doesn't even matter.
Say
It's
what are
called
the-
positive reinforcement.
Okay, now I want to hear the bad stuff too.
Right.
Because let's start with the bad news. Let's tell us. Do you remember anything about her that you would have changed, or you might recommend, or you might say, hey, in the future, try this? Is there anything that you can give her, any advice or something she?
You know, I was really surprised when I talked to her. Remember that I said, "Look, how long have you been doing this?" And she goes, "This is my third time." I was like, "No, you're lying."
Hold on, you're giving her the positive stuff. I want to hear the negative stuff.
So, what would be? I will say bring more clothes because you don't want to have 20 different.
Come on, dude.
I think
Tw-
I've
20
heard that before.
Francisco, no.
20 different, you know,
Bring more
photographs.
clothes. That's not. Come on, dude. Was she posing wrong? Was there anything?
No. I mean, there are some things that you can change.
Let's talk about those things.
You don't want to overdo when you have a small bike.
So she was overdoing it.
I will say you remember that little thing, that little car.
That
I don't
little
know how
car?
you call
That
it.
was crazy to pose
So
on.
exactly that.
Don't make excuses. He's talking to you.
That's like a
It's
challenge.
constructive criticism. Just listen. Okay?
Lay it
So
on.
she was posing wrong on the little cars.
I wouldn't say wrong. I would say that it was really challenging to get something done with that little thing.
He's trying to say
so-
you need to work on him. Okay, that's what he's trying to say. She's
little
being
car.
nice. Quit being
I'll
so
pull out my-
gentle. She's got this is tough love.
No, but you know, I will give her credit. You know, I saw
Once
her.
again, we're talking about the negative
Twice.
stuff. All right, go to the positive stuff. God bless. Okay, give her some positive.
Good posing, good eye contact. The only thing that I will change is when you're in a photo shoot and that you have a lot of photographers, bring more clothes. That way you can have different photographs with different clothes. That's the only
See,
thing.
now I
that I
say
can
let's go
think of it.
positive. He goes back to the negative. More clothes. Now, I don't want to embarrass you, Francisco, but
Right.
she's got a situation where money's kind of tight, probably, and clothes aren't really optional. So it's just she's limited. Her selection of clothes, not so good. Not so good.
Well, little by little. It's like everything, you know. You just
I'm
have to
just
start from somewhere.
All right. Well, listen. Want to thank you for stopping by, man.
Yeah.
Got to talk to you for a minute. Anything you want to say, Mary? You say thank you, Francisco, for
thank
stopping by and give you some.
Francisco. I'll practice with my Barbie cars, the little ones. I'll practice with those. I'll be better next time.
Oh,
I
okay,
promise.
you were. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank
All right,
you.
guys. Well, it's Model Citizens live at Pogues, 14831 Midway Road every Wednesday, man. I want to thank Mary for coming out and being part of the crew today, and Jeff on the boards, Francisco, Scout, our new guy Scout, for showing up and hanging out,
Oh,
our
Scout.
Eagle Scout, and we'll see you next time, man. Check out thebarlive.com.
Probably out committing felonies. My favorite rapper used to sing, check out my melody. I wanna live good, so shit, I sell dope for a 4-finger ring. One of them gold ropes. Nana told me if I pass it, get a sheepskin.